Hana is back on the High Students' Council, and Mari gets her up to speed with the latest plan, briefing her on DTO or Destroy Testicles operation. Both Hana and Maiko notice that Kiyoshi is on his own because the boys are ignoring him, and it seems the ringleader is Shingo in all of this, and Mari plans to use that to her advantage. At the end of work detail, Shingo is invited by Maiko to her office. She starts stuffing her mouth with some cake and invites Shingo to do the same. While he digs in, she informs him that she needs him to do something for her. And then the boys get back to their daily prison routine, from changing clothes to getting punished by Maiko and talking about it in their sitting hall. Andre accidentally knocks out Joe's ant farm and he goes haywire, threatening to kill him. And in what seems to be a scene from Prison Break, where Bellic asks information from Tweener, Maiko does the same with Shingo. He snitches about what happened between his two friends in the ant farm. Maiko herself relays this to Mari, saying that Shingo is quite the snitch, and now they know that Joe's ant farm seems to be one of the weak points that the boys might have, and Mari is planning to ramp up the pressure by taking advantage of this weakness. While having lunch, Andre says he's sorry for ruining Joe's ant farm and offers his curry to the ants as an apology. Joe also apologizes because he went nuclear, and they go out for a game of tag and ignore Kiyoshi completely as per usual. Our boys are enjoying playing outside and Shingo asks Joe to join them, but it seems he's taking his ant pets for a walk. Therefore, he asks for a minute so the ants can stretch their legs adequately. Kiyoshi is perplexed about how to make it up to his homeboys and thinks hard of ways to do that. But he notices Shingo in the shadow, being ordered by Maiko to bring Joe to the fence, and after doing that, Shingo distracts him with questions about math, and while being distracted, the crows start attacking his ants, and Joe rushes towards the ants trying to save them, but Maiko gets in the way. And oh my god, he bitch slaps her tits down and runs to the rescue of his ants, and Hana one-shots him to the ground. Joe's heart is broken into bits as he watches the demise of his beloved pets, caused by this bitch-ass, snitch-ass traitor. And now this bitch really gives us a reason to start hating on her. She says, how does he dare to shove a woman into the ground? Okay, first things first. What woman, sir? This here's a hoe. Second, bitch, you killed the man's ants. The thing he seems to care about most in the world. And you got the nerves to question him about pushing that hoe out of the way? She keeps going at it with a provocative tone, and Joe starts seeing black. He tries to attack Mari with what seems to be a sharp piece of wood, but Kiyoshi miraculously intervenes in the last second and saves his friend from committing the mistake of his life. But while saving his friend, it seems Kiyoshi got skewered himself. So Gacto screams in the most insanely hilarious tone, "Medic!" Kiyoshi stands heroically and explains, and I can't even voice this over, you guys need to hear this.
That's it! Assault with a deadly weapon!
No, ma'am. You're mistaken. Joe didn't even have it. This is just a fallen tree branch I landed on by accident. It just kinda stuck me a little bit. No big deal.
But still, Joe charged at Mari with malicious intent, and that much was pretty clear. Therefore, he is to be accompanied by Maiko into the solitary. Hana asks to take Kiyoshi into the nurse, and he tries to wiggle out of it, but she ain't having that. Back in solitary, Joe is still broken up about his dead ants, but Mari reveals that it's all just a ruse to rile up Joe and make him upset, as the ravens were just anting. You see, ravens cover themselves in formic acid produced by the ants to protect their feathers. They were not trying to kill Joe's ants. Hana is still out there for revenge. Panties drop down and Kiyoshi lays on the bed awaiting his disgusting dose of urine, administered forcibly by Hana. Chiyo saves her boyfriend by coming to look for him, and suddenly both Hana and Kiyoshi vanish into thin air. They both head under the bed and Chiyo is unable to find them. But there are even more pressing issues. Being super close to Hana and both having no pants, things down there start to warm up. An event starts to elongate, heading south at super fucking sonic speeds. Hana starts to feel it, and it's not Kiyoshi's fault. This bitch is kinda hot. Chiyo leaves and so does Kiyoshi, trying to apologize for what happened. But Hana simply couldn't cope with the situation and passes out. While practicing, Hana wants more information from Shingo, but Shingo is now hesitant, saying she made him set up his homie. Maiko does not accept this refusal of service and reminds him how snitches get stitches. He threatens to let his buddies find out what he did. Imagine what Joe would do. The man had a go at Mari with a fucking stick. Imagine what he would do to his homie if he found out he was the traitor. Joe is released back into work detail, and the boys ask about him and try to comfort him, but he says he's fine. And we can also notice that Hana is present on the work detail, but she doesn't seem to remember some of the events that happened the day before, due to the shocking nature of these very events. Shingo tries to play his cold, bitch-like character, but this time Joe has had it and says, "Shut your pie hole." Shingo tries to give him the look, but Joe doesn't even try to look intimidating. His whole fucking presence is menacing. I mean, look at the ominous shade around his eyes. He tried to go at Mary with a stick, a fucking stick. But you think he's gonna let you stare him down? Michael breaks the break and asks Shingo for a special job. In the meanwhile, Joe offers Kiyoshi some water and thanks him for saving his life, but Kiyoshi digresses into more serious affairs. He never saw before all of the overseers present at once during a work detail. There was something even more suspicious going on, as he saw Shingo talking to Maiko by the fence, but he couldn't make out the words that they were saying. Maiko reveals to Shingo that he can take his sorry snitch ass outside for the next 2 hours for free, and the scene ends with an ominous look by Maiko. Thank you so much, dear viewer, for making it thus far. If you can subscribe and like the video, it would truly help us grow the channel and work harder to give you a better and more exciting content. Until we meet again, stay awesome and goodbye.